We got our own clique, strong type, finally getting into our own, Give me respect. You make it, not fake it, we just take it.
What's good with it, y'all? It's your boy Santo G. Back at it. You already know, spreading unity, prosperity, and respect. Above all, if you're new here, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Tap that notification bell. It don't cost you nothing, and it will help out this channel. So today, I wanted to take it back to the basics. I wanted to take it back to the Santo G prison stories. And today, I wanted to just break something down to you guys, man. I've been watching a lot of different podcasts and people saying this, saying that. In case, man, for all of you people that never been behind them wall, in case you guys are wondering, how is it in there? I know there's segregation, but how does it really break down? So let's break it down, man. When you get busted, you're either, if you Hispanic and you're in Southern California, 9 times out of 10, man, you're either gonna run homie, which is double S Southside, or you're gonna run paisa. No ifs, ands, or buts. You're either gonna run double S, even if you don't bang, you're just gonna run resident. Or if you consider yourself somebody that don't necessarily mess around like that, you don't got no affiliations, nothing like that, then you could run paisa. But you gotta be able to speak Spanish. Let me get that out the way, man. You gotta be able to speak Spanish. Don't be one of them no sabo kids and then go try to run paisa, man. Straight up. So pretty much the reason why I'm touching on this subject right here is because we got a lot of characters like Whack 100 trying to say that homies ride with the whites, ride with the woods, when it couldn't be far from the truth, man. If you want to say we program on the same side as them, now that's a fact. But to say that we just ride with them and anything they do, we got their back, so on and so forth, my boy. They their own person, they their own faction, they their own entity. They don't answer to us and we don't answer to them. They run their own program. Now we do have common courtesy for each other because we program on the same side of the day room, but it ain't like if a wood was to get jumped and a homie sees it, a homie has to go help him. That is not true. Maybe back then when they first made that little truce where the northerners sided with the blacks and the homies sided with the woods, and that's what started the division, the segregation, the line in the middle. Maybe then it was like, hey, if you jump, we jump. For how long it lasted, I don't know. But by the time I went in prison in 2010, let me just say the only place that was like that was in Chino Reception. This was in 2010. I got there in like March, April. I got there like March, April, and I ended up leaving like June, July, right before the playoffs. You know what I mean? I mean, right before is it the playoffs? When they, basketball? It is playoffs, right? Or the finals or whatever. But right before that, that's when I ended up going out there. You know what I mean? I ended up getting shot out of state after that. That's when I ended up landing in Arizona, and then I went to Oklahoma. But that's the only place where I was at where if a white was getting jumped or if a white jumped, the homies had their back. But it was strictly said on the rules and regulation, on the reglas, when you get there, it strictly said that, like, look, right here, we are running a program to where if they jump, we jump, and vice versa. That was in reception. After that, every other mainline, every other prison that I hit, it was everybody for their own. Like I said, a lot of people get that misconception. Just because we program on the same side of the day room doesn't mean that if one was to get into something, the other would back them, because it's not like that, man. To each their own. Now, this right here is a big riot that I was in. This is the footage in the back. This was at Sayre, Oklahoma. It was in Sayre, Oklahoma, and this was a riot between the Southsiders and the brothers. And didn't no others jump in. didn't know whites jump in. So that's a perfect example. This is a large scale riot that we were involved in. And it was when we were on lockdown for this riot that I actually met Wes Watson, because the Woods and the others were the only ones programmed. Us and the brothers were slammed down. So Wes Watson will stay coming to my door like, hey, what's up, G? You need anything? We will what? But that's story for another day. You feel me? Right now, we're talking about just because somebody programs on the same side of the day room as the other person doesn't mean that they rocking with each other 100%, like full-fledged. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people want to make it seem like, oh, the Southsiders are racist. They run with the whites in prison, so on and so forth. Like, man, anybody talking about stuff like that and reckless like that, learn first. Learn first, because that only happened because the blacks pretty much stepped in and sided with the Northerners at the time, which was that faction that had broke off from the homies. So the alliance, the blacks had their back first, and then that's when we were just like, hey, well, fuck it. Hey, we gonna work with the Woods. You know what I mean? Just like they made an alliance, we made an alliance as well. But nowadays, we program on the same side. It's still segregated. You got the homies and the Woods and the paisas on one side. You got the blacks, the others, and the norteños on the other side of the day room. It's still segregated, but it's not like if a northerner jumps, a black will jump, or if another jumps, a black will jump to help the other. It's not like that. They each their own factions and they each handle their own business. Now, when it comes to California CDCR GP, there ain't no homie getting down with a black, or homie getting down with a other, or homie getting down with norteño. There ain't no one-on-one fights. At least when it comes to us and the Woods. The Woods run kind of like a program that's kind of side by side to ours. You feel me? So much love, much salute to all my Woods, man. This ain't nothing against nobody. I'm just pretty much just calling it like it is. Yes, there's segregation, and yes, the homies and the Woods program together. The blacks, the others, and the norteños program together, but they their own entities. I just wanted to get that out the way because it seems like there's a lot of confusion when it comes to that right there. People, you get these whack 100 characters, right? And they start trying to brainwash people, telling them like, oh, we just running with the whites and we got the whites back and this, and that. It ain't even like that. We program together, man, but they run their own program. We run our own program. We don't get involved in whatever situations they got going on. They don't get involved in ours. I hope this was helpful to you guys, man. I'm going to be covering the prison stories and more topics like this. Let me know in the comments if there's anything specifically you want me to touch on. So with that being said, man, I appreciate everybody tapping in. It's your boy Santo G, real, raw, and uncut. Shout out my good people at Killer Kush. Shout out my good people at Drip Fits. Shout out my good people at Cali Bullies. I got their shirt right here. This is the Cali Bullies Santo G collab. If you guys would like to purchase a shirt, get at me on IG, man, and I'll send it to you personally. You got the Santo G in the bottom with the SoFi Stadium, the Inglewood Tower. You got the billboards, the Cali Bullies, downtown LA buildings in the back. I appreciate everybody that tapped in and watched this video, man. With that being said, we out.